Good morning. This is Mr. Parks with a special guest today. We have Ernie. Say hi, Ernie. Yeah, good boy. All right. So Ernie may be my special guest presenter for our math homework for today. So let's go ahead and take a look. This is for 6th grade for Wednesday, March 18th, covering the problems from Tuesday, the 17th. So here we go. We are working with unit rates today, so this should be relatively easy as students did really well with this when we were working on it at the beginning of the year, but it has been a while. So number one, 12 boxes of pencils cost $16. Which equation could you use to find the cost per box? So we are going to do 12 divided by 16. And we want to know the amount per box. So we're going to be looking for letter C, which is going to have the price over the box. Let's go to number 4, and then I'll start heading down the page. Number 4, it took Riza 2 hours to edit 6 math problems. At this rate, how many math problems could we do in 45 hours? So I could take 6 divided by 2 to figure out how much per hour. That would be 3. And then I can do 45 times 3. The only number that's large enough to do 45 times 3 would be letter D. All of my other numbers would be far too small. Number 2, pasta is on sale. 4 boxes for $5. That doesn't seem like much of a sale to me. What is the cost per box? So if I do 4 over 5 as a fraction, that would give me my answer. So 4 divided by 5, or 4/5, would come out to 8/10 or 80 cents. Number 3, Casey drives 165 miles in 3 hours. Which of the following is not a true statement? So the first one, average speed is 45 miles per hour. If I do 45 times 3, actually if I did 50 times 3, if I do 50 times 3, I get 150. So 45 is going to be even less than that. So that would be my answer. She is traveling 55 miles per hour. If I were doing 55 miles per hour for 2 hours, I would have this one. In 5 hours, I would have this one. Number 6, water flows from a hose at a rate of 3 liters every 18 seconds. At this rate, how many liters of water will flow from the hose in 60 seconds? If I do 18 divided by 3, I will get 6. If I do 6 times 10 to get 60 seconds, that would be 10 liters. Number 8, select a rate that is a unit rate. So I want to know how many things per something else. So we could potentially, the easiest one right now, letter F for sure. I would want to know miles per hour, but probably this is not going to work. $40 per ticket definitely can work. 60 gallons, I would want it per hour instead of per 4 hours probably. So there are a few of these that you could argue. These two are definitely correct. 15 people per row, probably also correct. 1/2 cup per serving. That can also work, but I'm going to say that these two probably don't work because we are not doing a certain amount per one thing. So I have 1 serving, I have 1 ticket, I have 1 row, I have 1 vase, but I have 10 hours and I have 4 hours. So those would be the correct answers based on that. So number 11, select the boxes in the table to show whether each set of equivalent rates is true or false. So if I convert 35 feet per 7 seconds, I divide by 7. One of my tricks that actually I was doing on a different video this morning was if I have 35 and one of my factors is 7. If this ends in 5, my other one has to be 5. So if I do 35 divided by 7, I should have 5 feet per second. So that is false. If I take 120 and divide it by 5, I do not get 120. Or I do not get 25. I would need 125 to get that. $12 per hour would give me $48 for every 4 hours. So here's my unit rate. I multiply it by 4. That one is true. And then 1 shirt for $15 is my unit rate. 6 shirts for $90. That would be true. I have typed in the answers for number 12. So I believe these are the, this one, this one, this one, and this one were the ones I filled in. So I start with, this one was already filled in. So I can start with this one. How many times do I count by 5 before I get to 90? That would be 18 times. So my unit rate is going to be $18 per hour. I can look over here and see that this is 10 times that amount to fill this one in. And then I would go ahead and count up by groups of 18 2 more times to get from 10 to 12. And that would give us 216 for the last one. I am going to come back to number 14. I meant to assign this one because it is a practical application of what we're working on, but it's also a really easy answer, so it doesn't matter if I take 30 seconds to explain that. But I'm going to do number 15 real quick. So Takashi ran 200 yards in 40 seconds. Anna ran 150 yards in 25 seconds. Can you tell who runs faster without rewriting the rates? Yes, because I can figure out by doing division that I can divide this by 5. So if I do that, I can divide by 4. That's what I meant to say. I can divide by 4. That gives me 50 yards for 10 seconds. And I can do that in my head. So if we're talking about rewriting it, technically, yes, you can use this for mental math. I can divide by 10 here, I can divide by 4 here. And when I do that, I get 50 yards. I would need to run 30 seconds for Takashi to cover the same distance that Anna covers in 25 seconds. So Anna runs 3 times faster, Anna runs 3 times the amount in 25 seconds as he runs in 10 seconds. And so if I were to break it down, Anna runs 6 yards per second compared to 5 yards per second for Takashi. So probably not the best way of explaining it verbally, but the written answer should make sense for everyone. So number 14, our practical application. If I drive 50 miles per hour for 2 hours, and I'm 130 miles away, will I make it in time? Absolutely not. I will only cover 100 miles. So I would still need to drive at least another half an hour to get there. So if you are going to drive the speed limit, which you should when you are old enough to drive, make sure you plan ahead and know how far you will need to leave in advance to make sure that you make it early so that you're actually on time if something were to change. So those are our answers for today. Hopefully that is helpful for you. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Again, I've had parents ask about, can I do extra work? Yes, you can. This is the minimum that we're going to expect for attendance purposes, but if you want to practice additional problems, feel free to reach out to me. I can give you the answers for those extra problems as well. So